A long time ago, in a quiet little village, tucked far from the noise of any city, there lived a boy named George. His home was simple, made of clay walls and wooden beams. His shirt was worn thin, patched more than once, and his trousers were dotted with holes. He had no shoes, only bare feet that carried him across stony roads. Yet, despite the poverty around him, George carried something strong inside a dream that would not let him rest. Every morning, before the sun had fully risen, George set out to school. The walk stretched for 5 long kilometers. His feet would ache, the dust clinging to his skin, sharp stones pressing into his soles. Still, he walked with determination. His dream kept him moving forward. George wanted to be an inventor. More than anything, he wanted to create a lamp that could gather the sun's warmth and turn it into light. At home, his mother worked hard, selling sweet potatoes in the village market. Their small house was always swallowed by darkness at night. George's heart longed to change that. He wanted his mother to cook, to work, to smile under the glow of a lamp made with his own hands. So George began to collect scraps. He searched for broken radios, tangled wires, and dead batteries in the trash heaps near the village. With dirt under his fingernails and curiosity glowing in his eyes, he would sit under the stars at night, trying to piece together his dream. But inventions rarely succeed on the first try. His first lamp fizzled, the battery smoking, until it burned a hole in the paper on the table. His second lamp refused to charge. His third attempt shattered the very morning of the school science contest. Laughter filled the classroom. "You should just sell sweet potatoes like your mother," one boy mocked. "You will never make anything," said another. George's chest tightened. His eyes filled, but he held back tears. He wanted to run away, yet he stayed. He did not give up. At night, George asked the butcher for old newspapers. He read about inventors, men and women who had failed many times before they built something that changed the world. He scribbled notes in an old book, each page smudged with hope. One evening, George went to see an old man in the village, an electrician who repaired lamps and fans. "I want to learn," George said softly. The old man studied his face and asked, "Why?" "To help my mother," George replied, eyes steady. The old man smiled. "Then don't stop." Those words became his compass. George kept building. He used scrap metal from broken fans, parts that others threw away without thought. His meals grew smaller. Hunger pressed against his stomach. His hands stayed dirty, scratched by wires and shards of glass. His eyes grew heavy with fatigue, yet his heart burned with fire. And then, a new opportunity appeared. One morning, the head teacher entered the classroom with surprising news. "Children, listen carefully. A rich merchant is coming to our school next week. His company is offering a prize. They want to find young inventors." The classroom erupted in whispers. "A rich man?" a girl asked. The teacher nodded. "Yes, and he will choose the best idea. He's more." The day arrived. The merchant stepped into the school with polished shoes, a gold watch gleaming on his wrist, and cameras following him. He smiled as he greeted the teacher. "We are looking for talent," he announced. "We want to help one child with a brilliant idea." George said nothing. He sat quietly at the back, his heart unsure. Then Maya, his friend, leaned toward him. Her voice was gentle, her eyes filled with encouragement. "Try again, George," she whispered. "This is your time." George looked at his hands, scarred with cuts, nails caked with dirt. They were not the hands of someone polished or privileged, but they were the hands of someone who had tried, failed, and tried again. He knew he must not waste this chance. That night, George worked harder than ever. He gathered every broken wire, every shard of glass, every battery that had failed before. He reread the old newspapers, tracing the words of great inventors. With trembling fingers, he rewired, refitted, retested, and finally, the lamp stayed on. 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours. The light glowed steadily through the night. For the first time, George felt hope illuminate not only the room, but also his soul. The next morning, he carried his lamp to school inside a wooden box. His steps were slow, but his heart beat fast. The contest began. One child showed a neat drawing. Another brought a toy car. Then it was George's turn. His hands shook as he placed the box on the table. "This is my solar lamp," he said softly. He pressed the switch. The bulb glowed. The room lit up. Gasps rippled through the classroom. The judges exchanged glances. The merchant stepped closer, eyes fixed on the small device. "Where did you get the parts?" he asked. George lifted his chin. "From the garbage." Silence filled the air. Then the merchant smiled. This is what we are looking for." George won the prize. A newspaper wrote his story. A poor boy who built light from trash. The merchant's company awarded him a scholarship to study at a larger school. But even greater than that, George's lamp spread across the village. Homes that were once cloaked in darkness began to glow. Children read their books at night. Mothers cooked without stumbling in the shadows. Old men sat outside, chatting under the gentle shine of George's invention. And George, he kept building. Life has a way of testing us. Many people fall once, twice, even 3 times. They hear laughter. They feel doubt. The world tells them to stop. But winners are not those who never fall. Winners are those who rise each time they do. Perhaps you have started something that failed. Perhaps you have been told you are not good enough. Perhaps life has pressed you hard. Yet if you believe, if you keep trying, you are stronger than you know. You do not need money to begin. You do not need perfect conditions. You only need courage to keep walking, to keep learning, to keep building one step at a time. No matter how many times you fall, stand up, wipe your tears, fix what is broken, begin again. Because in this life, the most powerful words are these: I will not give up. And if you do not give up, one day, someone will see your light. They will say, "This is what we were looking for." So keep going. Keep the dream alive.